So Steve, a fine 4-2 win here at Newcastle Town. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, it's a good result from us today. Performance-wise, maybe not up to scratch. We were a bit scrappy in the transition of play from defending to attacking. We never really quite got out as quickly as we wanted, or our switch of play wasn't quite as well executed as it has been in the past few games. So we were a bit sloppy in that kind of that middle area, and I mean, yeah, okay, the pitch probably had a bit to play on it as it is bobbly out there, but you know, we've dug in, we've went behind twice and we've came back, and then we've went on to win the game and comfortably win the game in the end, and overall away from home a 4-2 result, it's an excellent result and a decent performance.
And there was a goal for young Zach Allen today. We've finished the game with Luke on the pitch next to Dean McBride, obviously Dan Smith in goal. How do you feel the youngsters have been playing the last few weeks?
I think they've been magnificent, to be honest with you. I mean, you look at Dan Smith there, and at 3-2 he comes out and makes an absolute first-class save with the boy coming running down at him. And you know, Dean McBride's been playing out his shirt week in, week out for us. He looked tired last 10-15 minutes there. Then Luke comes in next to him, and he looks like he's played 40 games for us, and he's come back from an 18-month injury. Then Zach Allen's got his first goal. He takes it really well. You know, he's played 3-4 games for us now, and he could have had 3 or 4 goals, and eventually he's got that goal. And all the boys, Ryan Bell as well in the middle of the park has done excellent. These young boys that have come into the squad are, every week they're impressing me, and every week I'm finding it difficult to leave them out, or when they're on the pitch, difficult to take them off, because they're doing that well for us. So I'm absolutely delighted with the contribution from the young boys.
So that's 3 games unbeaten now. We've got 2 games left in the season. Is there any reason why this unbeaten run can't continue?
No, definitely not. I mean, we've got obviously 2 games, 1 at home, 1 away, and both winnable games from our point of view. So we've got to look at the season and think, well, there's what is there in these last, well, there was the last 4 or 5 games really of the season left. We've came through 3-4 of them unbeaten now. 2 still to go. We can definitely go unbeaten to the end of the season, and that'll be our aim. That'll be what our target is, because we're not playing for much else, but we're playing for a bit of pride. You know, anybody that's associated with this football club, whether they're in the dressing room or out the dressing room, especially if they're in that changing room, they better be here and they better want to win a game of football. Otherwise, they won't be on that starting 11, regardless of whether there's something left to play for or not. Because it's about having a bit of pride about wearing that shirt. And if you've got the pride to wear the shirt, then I'll put you on the football field. And anybody that comes lacking on that side will not be here anymore. We've got standards that we've got to set, and to be fair on the boys, these standards have been high over the last few games, and as long as they keep that continued, we will go unbeaten. But more importantly, we will have a good team ethic together, and make sure that we are together as a football club, as well as in there and out of this changing room. Everything's coming together as a football club, and we need to keep things on top of it.
And we see a lot of fans saying on social media that we always seem to do better in the second half, and a lot of them want to know, what is it you say at half time?
It's a combination between a G up and getting them kind of. We seem to respond better to what we've seen. So when we've played 45 minutes, coming in and discussing what's happened in that 45 minutes seems to be better than visualising before the game starts. So when you're explaining, and it might happen because we've got younger players, so when you're trying to explain before the game the pictures that are going to happen, so the ball will come into these areas and this is what you've got to do with it, and we've got to put the ball into certain areas, and we've got to play in a certain way. When you explain that before the game and visualise it, we don't seem to get the pictures in our heads. But when we're in at half time and you explain, this is what I was talking about, and that, and they acknowledge, right, okay, that's what's happened, and then we'll come out the second half and it happens again, and we do it better, and we do things better. So we seem to work better with seeing it before it's after it's happened, rather than visualising it before it's happened. And that can come with the amount of young players that we've got that they've not been in those situations before. So it's a little bit of work that we need to do on the kind of visualisation of it, and with Michael here, who travels up and down the country for his absolutely magnificent video in the games, it's something that we can add to the training side of it, where we can show that visualisation so that we do eventually start games better, because it's the biggest part of our game that's letting us down at the minute.
And final question, what's your tip for the Grand National?
4-4-2.